Security Halt podcast is proudly sponsored by Titan SARMS, Precision Wellness Group, and Pure Liberty Labs. Hey, not even fucking record, dude. That's the crazy part. This, thanks to AWS being so good at everything, everybody uses them. And today's the day that it decides to dick us down. So
first thing I looked at was, I think everybody, why is it down? But yeah, it affects the list of apps that it affects, government, social media, you name it.
Yeah, dude.
So
yeah, bro, I think it fucked me on my upload on YouTube. It's awesome. It's just dicking me down all day. Thank you. Shout out to Soft HD. Thank you guys for the sweet swag and belt buckle. This I'm very appreciative. So this episode's for you. So we're gonna make it a good one. Brian, what's up, man?
What's going on, Denny? Long time.
It's been a minute. We've been trying to make this happen, and finally the man behind Reboot is here. We got a lot to talk about, dude. Like, let's start it off with where it all began, man. How did this life of helping others find their way become a reality?
Yeah. Well, I think after you help yourself, you run out of things to help. That's a quote. And so you either are selfish or you go back to the community with your treasures and you find others that can benefit from those. And I think that's a good segue into the creation of the Reboot Project. So, so before the Reboot Project, I was an HR leader for Goodwill and had done that for 17 years. And so got to work from everybody with disabilities to felons, pretty much military. Describe the military. So
absolutely.
Right. And then in 2022, I left Goodwill and went about just really my own self-discovery journey. Did a lot of skiing, hiking, ran out of things to do. I did so many of the things I wanted to do and kind of got back to the mirror and was like, damn, this is it. And had to recreate what my purpose in life was going to be for myself. And so I evoked on my own little journey and essentially built the Reboot Project. And that's what the Reboot Project is. It is exactly what I did for myself. And then I just packaged it up with better people actually walking people through the program than me. I'm more the evangelist. And now we're changing lives one person at a time.
Yeah, dude. It's incredibly admirable to see what you're taking on. It's not an easy thing to help others. It's not, especially when you're starting this endeavor all on your own, trying to change a life, trying to save another person. Like, take us through that first couple of years, man. What was it like getting this thing off the ground?
Yeah, so we're just in year 2. So luckily I have a little bit of an entrepreneurial background. So I had a bit of a cool team around me that I could call and say, hey, I've got this idea and come work in my soup kitchen. I've been paying you guys all money for my whole life. And now I need you to help me for free because we're broke. And I think they saw how my support team saw how much my heart was actually into this work. I mean, I'm a Marine. We all have stories of our brothers and sisters. We're all in different shapes and sizes, both physically and mentally. Right. And, so for me, it was, a little bit about, my journey was when I got out of the Marine Corps, I gained a ton of weight and 80 pounds. And so I was, a mean 6'2", 260, did not look like an NFL player. Looked like 6 foot and 260. And so I really struggled with a lot of bad behaviors and such to really, to be thinking clearly. And I was able to finally get rid of that. But I'd always kind of struggled and went back and forth with weight. And a lot of that was just dealing with all of the, the bags of stuff you bring with you
Yeah.
through life. And so this in 2022 was my restart button. The Reboot Project didn't have a name at that point in time. It was just, I need to lose weight. I need to change my behaviors. I need to start thinking clearly. I need to set some goals. I really needed to find out who I was again. And after leaving the corporate world, a lot of your identity, just like in the military, you've got this rank, you've got a team, you've got all these things that you're proud of, and so much ego and all of that, whether you think there is or not. There's a
Yeah.
completely, a set of that. And so for me, it was like, how do I strip all this away and figure out like what really matters in life? And that's what I wanted to focus on. And so I explored a lot of different opportunities with joining other boards, or am I going to go back and work in another corporate environment? And, I think what I came down to myself was I'm going to build my own variation of what helped me refine myself, which was macronutrients, physical fitness, and the intentional change theory. Three things I didn't create. So, which, you know, um, the cool part about being in the military too is if you blast a bunch of stuff on social media and pretend to be somebody you're not, your boys will call you out. So that was 100% in the back of my head. And I was like, okay, I can't come across as like I'm a thought leader. I got
Yeah.
to come across as I'm Bryan Bush. I changed my own life through physical fitness, nutrition, and the intentional change theory. And then I like to do things like climb mountains and deep sea diving and things like that. And so I figured, like, how do we put all this together and put a very like high level nonprofit spin to this? Working for Goodwill, I got to see it scale, what $1 billion nonprofit actually looks like. And there's 160,000 other veteran service organizations out there. And then there's other ones for first responders as well. And uh, you know, how do I fit in to that mix? I'm not your weekend warrior club. I
Yeah.
don't have infinite amount of money. I went out and got enough cash to set up a trust to endow all the admin fees for this. So our donations are dollar for dollar, 100% to program services, doesn't buy me a car. It actually goes towards supporting these individuals that we handpick because there's so little cash resource to put this on that I think those are the things and that I was thinking of when we built the Reboot Project. And so today it's October 20th, and we just had our 2025 graduation, which takes place up at the top of a Colorado 14,000 foot mountain. And we got 7 graduates that have gone through already, so not bad in
Yeah.
2 years.
No, dude, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna there's a lot to unpack already, man. Like, let's break this down, man. And reflect on your journey.
Yeah.
It's not unlike a lot of the stories I've heard. We can quickly go from being top of the food chain, fittest dudes, jacked, friggin' shredded, to being overweight, in the danger zone for developing heart disease, diabetes, all these horrible things, because we're dealing with so much. And something, maybe we're comfort eaters, man. That food comes out and we just want to friggin' relax and enjoy a couple extra servings of food, and it happens to the best of us, man. There's no shame. If you're listening to this and this is striking a chord, you're not alone, man. We're gonna dive into this, so buckle up, man, and understand that it's part of human nature, dude. We can get into that lull and just seek comfort. But when we start looking at the nutrition aspect, what were you looking at? What are the things that you honed in on?
Yeah, so I'm a guy that thought cardio and calorie deficit was just going to do it. And so like I ended up losing all that weight. I went from 260 to 180 through Marlboro Lights, um, not eating because I was Marlboro Lighting, and ellipticaling. So
Oh,
like,
fuck.
I think I lost all that in a period of like 8 months once I finally said I got to lose this weight, and I was just hardcore. And
Yeah,
um, much like Jelly Roll's physical trainer, you know how he'll like smoke a Marlboro Red after he runs 26
yeah.
miles, right? That's what I was doing. And um, now I'm older, so I can't not smoking the lung darts anymore. But for me, it was I didn't understand nutrition, and so I actually hired a bodybuilding coach that worked with females. And I chose that specifically when I started my journey because I know nothing, very little about females anyway. So, but I do know that I hear that it's harder for them to change their body as they get older than men. And I've literally was sitting looking in the mirror feeling like my body was broken. And so I wanted to find somebody that already had a track record of helping, women change their body. And I saw the befores and afters and knew that this person wasn't snake oil or
Yeah.
trash. Then what I found out was that, you know, thermodynamics. There is something to eating the right proteins, fats, and carbs, and not overeating your calories and burning enough calories during the day. And it really reframed my mindset that I'm not broken. I don't believe that anybody's broken nutrition
Yeah.
wise. And once I got on board about 2 months in, I was able to, I felt better. I thought clearer. I drank less. I did all those things that would come along, which when you start working on your body nutritiously and through the nutrients, and it fuels your workouts and those get better. And then so I started working out 5 days a week and I started walking 10,000 steps a day and all those anecdotal things that we are so tired of seeing on social media. Dude, there's no other way.
This episode is also brought to you by Precision Wellness Group. Getting your hormones optimized shouldn't be a difficult task, and Dr. Taylor Bosley has changed the game. Head on over to precisionwellnessgroup.com, enroll, and become a patient today.
That is whether you're this guy Dan Go on Twitter or you're Huberman or you're anybody that's out there saying that they're changing lives, it's like, and you're doing it through the nutrition and physical fitness. There's only a couple really ways to do it. And then you can pump the protein, and then you can have the creatine, and then you make sure you get your sleep and make sure that you're working out for mobility and not for bulk or you're going to lose. There's all these other fine tunings, but for the basic of what I was trying to do, honestly, I was just trying to gain confidence back in my life that at 42 years old, I wasn't broken.
Yeah.
Because I think when you walk alone, and I'm going to speak for my friends, the men that I've spoke to about this, we all kind of feel the same way. Nobody wants to talk about it. We all feel a little self-conscious, and men's health is different today. I mean, I sat around a table, guys are talking about testosterone replacement therapy, and they're talking about some of the details that men would never share with other men.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind because I'm like, wow, look how authentic the conversation's gotten. We're talking about what it's like when you wake up in the morning. Kind of, you know what I'm saying, man? So how strong are you when you wake up? So
Yeah.
those kind of conversations. So I think men's health has come full circle. And a lot of that, I think, is Huberman, Rogan, and all these folks that have really brought these things out to the front line. And so I found myself wanting to live that life, but I didn't know what my baseline was. And so that's how I got into nutrition. I'm not a nutritionist. So I don't make any medical claims. I'm not a therapist. I'm practical. And we've got the right resources that we bring around, Denny, because someone else needs to be telling our heroes this information other than me. But I do believe that the science is the science. So
100%, man. You're 100% correct. Like, we listen to it all the time. Our favorite friggin' podcasts talk about it all the time, but then we don't listen to it. It's only when we're at our absolute worst and somebody like yourself comes around like, hey man, I'm not the guy, but I got the people for you. And then we can listen, then we can be receptive, and then we can say, okay, can you help me build a plan? Can you help me put it together so we can put it into action? And that's the greatest thing, man. I think some people lose so much hope, and they can hear all the right advice and they're just like, fuck it, dude. I don't want to move. I'm out. I'm done. They check out. That's the heartbreaking part of it. You lose so much hope that you're just not willing to try, man.
it's hard. And I mean, the aspect of feeling hopeless is, I mean, that's real and it
Yeah.
sucks. One of the things that I like to do, and I kind of get a kick out of it, is I like removing barriers for people. Like, our program's $10,000 a person. It's a lot of cash,
Damn.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you need? What do you need to be successful? We'll do it for you. Nobody does that. I mean, this isn't like, hey, come fish with us on the weekend. There's a place for all that, or we're gonna do
Yeah.
this for a quarter. No, it's like we get up and we do life together in a way that I don't think I know this. Some of our participants are shocked that even after I tell them what this is, and then once they get in, they're like, I've never been around such a vulnerable group of supporters in my life. It's like, if we're gonna spend this money, let's fucking make it work. Let's run. I mean, it's hard to get somebody to give you money to do anything, bad or
Yeah.
good. And so every dollar that we get, it's like just boom. Okay, what else do we need to do? How else do we make this happen? Back to your comment about all the answers. We had one of the heroes that we sponsored this year. He's like, man, Bryan, I've heard all this stuff you told me. I've heard it all. He goes, but he goes, again, it took a messenger like you for me to actually listen to it. And I believe it, but you're just saying the same stuff everybody else is saying. He goes, but none of those people even got through. You were like the nexus, the connection between all of that. And I think that's the beauty of it, because I'm
Yeah.
not a scientist. I'm just a guy who lived in Indiana, who built a program on his couch and had enough belief in it that I could find somebody that I could help with the program.
Yeah.
And, and then I just meet other people and other people. And, we're doing our 2026 enrollment right now. I've got 2 open seats. That's it.
Oh shit.
So
Damn.
it's like, I'm getting 7 applications a week right now. And, some people are vanilla, some people are deep. It's interesting to see what they put. So I've had to go back to the board and I'm like, what's our selection process like for this year?
Yeah.
And, you know, we got 30 grand. That's how much money we have right now. And so that's about 3 heroes, give or take. And so it's exciting, but I'll give the same information to anybody that applies that isn't accepted into the program. You could still change your life. Everything I use is freeware,
Yeah.
from meal planning, calorie counts, to workout plans, to intentional change theory. Like I know I own no patent on any of that, which is interesting too. So it's like the only thing that they won't get is our hardcore support, like around, like in the circle. But I can give you the outline to how everyone else is affecting change in their life. And then the other side of me is that I love this so much. No one's done this yet, but if someone actually did the program on the side without being in the program, I'd go out and find a way to get this person in the program. Like that, there would be so much self-directed change and energy in that there's probably 100 other business people I could call and be like, look, I just met this guy. This is what's going on. He needs to be in the program. We don't have cash, and somebody would sponsor him. I'm certain of that. So it's like, I'm out here trying to take this really good energy and put it in the right places, so those that have been failing with their running shoes on, someone that's been failing in the kitchen and they're repetitively going through these things, and understand that, we don't fight homelessness, we don't fight drug addiction, we're not medical for PTSD,
Mm-hmm.
but we do help you find community and purpose. And we're a year-long ticket into a lifelong program. And the currency, once you're in our program, is to have goals, have them written down, be willing to discuss them with others in our group that are like seriously like working as hard as you work to get selected.
Yeah.
And not just in the gym, but in the kitchen and at their work. And it becomes a part of you. It's that success measure. I just got
Yeah.
so tired of being around apathetic anything, that it's like, I want the real. If I'm gonna spend my time selling for anything or trying to work towards anything, I want it to be authentic.
Yeah. Dude, the thing that strikes me about this is there's something to be said. Like we want to take care of the veterans who are on the street. We want to take care of the veterans who are actively in crisis and drugs. But what about the guy he's not there? He's working. He's got a full-time job. He's got a wife. He's present in his family, but he's not living to his optimized best version of himself.
Yeah.
He's constantly trying and failing and push. It's like he's pushing that rock over and over, up and up that hill every day, and it slides all the way back down. There's so many of us like that, that just need that one person that's like, "Hey, no, dude, you're
Trust
doing a
the
lot of work."
process. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
curated the process. The intentional change theory is built by a Harvard psychologist. He's a professor at Case Western University. His name's Dr. Richard Boyatzis. He just
Okay,
wrote.
let's dive into that real
Yeah,
quick, 'cause
go
I
ahead.
haven't I've never heard of that. Like, take us
Yeah.
through that.
So the intentional change theory. So I got a master's degree at Case Western in
Writing this down.
yeah, that's fine. Organizational development, but it was positive organizational development. So we focused a lot on appreciative inquiry and positive emotional attractors versus negative. Basically, it's like a master's degree to grow an organization using growth mindset techniques and not
Mm.
looking at deficit based, but looking at what the growth opportunity is, and a lot of that psychology in your mindset, where it's scientifically proven, where they've put EKGs up and they can show mirror neurons firing more in the PEA space versus the NEA space. And for me, when I went to Case, the thing that I stepped out of there with more than anything was a firm understanding of the intentional change theory, um, which basically it's a transformational change model, which means long lasting. It's not, hey, I'm going to do keto for 90 days. It's no, for the next rest of my life, I'm going to work on becoming this next version of myself. It's also self-directed, and that's the beauty of it, is the self-direction is what makes something actually capable of being lasted. Like they've shown, like if I give you a goal, Denny, you may work that goal for a little bit, but you're not going to work. I want you to come up with the goal. And and with the Reboot Project, we ask what's your goals, and you set those goals with our team members, who that's all they do is help people set goals.
This episode is brought to you by Titan SARMS. Head on over to titansarms.com and buy a stack today. Use my code CDenny10 to get your first stack. I recommend the Lean Stack too. Start living your best life. Titan SARMS. No junk, no bullshit, just results.
And if they're vanilla or they're crap, like we're like, what is this garbage? Like that's not
Yeah.
what you're here for. You're here to set your world on fire and live the most intentional, badass life you can. And so that's so the intentional change theory is a change model that focuses on unpacking where you want to be in the future, who you are today. So your ought self, your real self, your strengths, your weaknesses, your aspirations, then basically a gap analysis between your real and who you want to be, and then goal setting. You move into the experimental stage, and you also surround yourself with the community that can help to support, and that's the discovery stage. It's so simplistic that it's beautiful. And it's been well studied through the VA. I mean, anybody that wants to look at this, they can learn more about it on YouTube than I could ever tell you. His name is Dr. Richard Boyatzis. He's got a lot of information out there. But that's what we use. And because I don't need anything that's difficult. I got enough difficult stuff in my life. So
Yeah.
a great example, Denny, would be like, all right, Denny, uh, you know, who are you trying to who are you trying to become in the future, in your legacy, with your spiritual, with your environment, with your your financial goals, with your health goals, with your physical fitness? And so we unpack it through 12 characteristics of life. And then what our motivators do, our mental motivators, are they walk you through those processes through hour-long sessions with them, and help you really unpack. So our participants have a firm understanding of who they are, where they want to go, what the path is to get there. And then they've got a great support system of people that follow up with them inside of this ecosystem we developed, where it's not uncommon to sit and talk about what we're out trying to achieve.
Yeah.
That on itself is uncommon, though. So
It is. It is, because we don't, even if we're surrounded physically by friends and we engage, very few of us have relationships where we're sharing and goal setting, and we're visualizing things. And for vast majority of us, like, we got time to hang out with our friends. We're not focused on that, and we don't put a priority on that.
yeah,
A lot of us are just looking to hang out, numb out, drink
100%.
beer.
You still need that in life. That's just not what the Reboot Project is. This is a place of work. And so,
Exactly.
yeah, so our chats and stuff, they stay professional.
Yeah.
We don't get in mixed up into politics. We don't get mixed up into religion. We don't get mixed up into sexual orientation or any of that shit. Like
Yeah.
that's it. None of that shit matters. The only thing that matters in your ticket is, are you willing to really double down on yourself time and time and time again to build the most impactful life you can? And if you're not, then kudos for you, because you must be living the greatest life ever. But as the leader of this, I've got my goals. I share, I rely on others. I have accountability partners. Um, I have to stay sharp. I have to stay in the gym. I have to stay doing these things because I got to kind of, lead that life. And so,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's important to understand that if you want greatness, if you want something big in life, like you can't just wish. You can't just sit idly or and just think it's going to manifest itself. Like that's something that I've seen a lot. Oh, storyboard it or put it on your dream board and think
yeah,
about it. I'm like, you got to do something. You have to be
it's
active and
action.
willing participant in your life.
Yeah. And
Like, and that's
ChatGPT has made like plans. I've seen more plans in this last year from other people, albeit business plans or whatever kind of plan. And what I hear next most of the time is I'm gonna.
mm,
Because I'll follow up with people randomly during the day and be like, "Hey, how's this going? What are you doing?" I'm gonna, and I'm like, you're the 99%. I'm gonna
yeah,
give her the 1%. I call out my friends and I'm like, every time I ask you this, you're gonna, like, are
yeah,
you really gonna do that? I didn't just sit here and say I'm gonna build this nonprofit. I don't have hardly any of the answers. I was talking to one of our mental motivators today, and she was like, "Well, what's this going to look like?" I have no idea. We finally have outcomes. They're
yeah,
favorable. We knew the process was good, but I didn't know exactly what the stories would be. I had a guy that we posted out on LinkedIn today, and it's one of the first. It is the first result I've ever shared publicly. His story was so great. I called him. I served with this guy in the Marine Corps. He was on a VA. He was at a VA meeting. He had a mini stroke, and
jeez,
um, 2 weeks ago, that was a year ago. 2 weeks ago today, he was up on top of that 14er with me, 50 pounds lighter, with the gym regimen of 5 days a week and goals that he set, and a new lease on life, completely like ready to whoop it on. And
yeah,
uh, those speak for themselves, man. And so it's like that's to see the outcome of this. The only thing I told this person on our team was, whatever we do, let's just make it a little bit incrementally better. But at the same time, it's like it takes a strong. This guy, the doctor said, "Hey, you're going to be dead in a year." So I told this guy I had a program, and he was like, "I'm in." He didn't even care what it was. That's the kind of intention that I'm looking for. He's like, "Yeah." Or or something new, and I don't
yeah,
know what to do. I've tried it all. I've tried all these things. And we said, "Hey, don't worry. Still check in with your doctor because of the medical advisors, but I'm telling you, man, just let's start eating right. Let's start working out, get in our group." And this guy motivates the crap out of me. And what's really cool is he came back around and he's like, "This is so weird that you're the guy that helped me. I served with you. You were
yeah,
kind of an asshole back in the early 2000s. And now you're over here helping me live my life and save my life. Um, I've learned so much from him, and it's so motivating to be a part of somebody's life like that. So,
yeah, man. I love the fitness focus aspect of this because like I started a Whoop community,
yeah,
and when I first started it for the Special Forces Foundation, it's like, oh, why are we trying to put an emphasis on this? Like, why is this something that we want to focus on? I'm like, I don't care if we get 2 people or 3 people. You don't realize, like, there's a connective tissue to our mental health and our physical health. If
yeah,
we can just get that one guy off the couch to try a workout,
yeah,
to just get back in the gym, to offer him a little bit of incentive, little bit of brotherhood to just go out there and go for a walk. go for a jog, do some body weight workouts. Like often enough, like that'll spark a fire within somebody to go back and just think of like the person they used to be. This episode is brought to you by Pure Liberty Labs. Quality supplements designed to elevate your health and performance. Check out their full line of quality supplements, whether you're looking for whey protein, pre-workout, creatine, or a super greens drink. Pure Liberty Labs has you covered. Use my code SecurityHalt10 at checkout today. Like, fuck, I was a man of action before. I used to be able to do this all the time. Like, dude, if you've fallen out of love with fitness, I get it. But I'm challenging you right now. If you're listening to this, find your passion for it again. Even if it's starting all the way to just doing a walk, doing a lap around the neighborhood. There's no shame in that, man. Start somewhere. Start today. Like it's a great catalyst for putting everything else in action, man. Like getting your goals for the day written down. Everybody shits on that when I bring it up, but it's important, man. At the end of the day, looking at that little task, that list of things you were gonna do, it's like, fuck yeah, I didn't get everything, but I got most of it. And then all the things I didn't get done, I'm gonna put on the next day and the next day. And then you quickly realize how big of a like snowball effect it gets, because then you start throwing some wazoo shit on there for something that you dreamt of a long time ago. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna start that business. Like, it's important to dream. It's important to put things out there, but you have to be a person of action. And that's a great thing about having people around you that can keep you accountable. Because you're never going to climb that mountain if you just say to yourself, I'm going to climb that mountain. When you got that group of brothers and sisters, they're like, yeah, you doing a workout for it?
Yeah, and I think once you start even tippy-toeing into that community, you'll see that there's a lot more people in the community than you'd realize.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I have a friend that took breath work and integrated the staff into it. Where it's this crazy core workout, like this wooden staff this guy curates. It's called, so he created his own business and variation called Breath Tone. And so I was telling my wife about the breath work, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I do yoga every morning." And I was like, "What, Denny? This is a woman I spend every morning with. I spend all day with my wife." And I'm like, "You do yoga?" She's like, "Yeah, you're normally out on your walk or doing something." And I was like, "Oh, for real?" And so there's as you start getting aware of these different modalities out there that people
Yeah.
use to find their center and things like that, it doesn't just have to be in the gym.
Yeah.
And the resets are nice. But for me, they're definitely, I'm a Midwestern middle-aged guy, and
Yeah.
they're, I was like, breath work? What's that? And they're like, "Oh, you got to work on breathing." I'm like, don't we, I've been doing this my whole life. What kind of stuff is this? Right. Um, but believe it or not, like even with him, I had a moment out in Colorado on a mountain where something was really bothering me. And I asked him, I said, "Here's the time I can't get this out of my head." And as we were walking down the mountain, he ran me through a little 3-minute exercise where like I visualized the activity of releasing that from my body, and then did some of his breath work affirmation. And I promise until right now, I hadn't talked about it again. And I've never
Yeah.
thought about the problem. I literally saw it in my body leave. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this voodoo life. Now I'm a believer too. So I'm like, it's even weirder for me, to be honest. I mean, it's just, I can understand calories and push-ups and squats and how all that work. But I was like, the yoga stuff, man,
Yeah, man.
it's a real thing. And so there
Yeah.
is a small community of people out there doing it. And I think for us, it's been the feedback I've gotten with the Reboot Project is that individuals have a hard time wrapping around their head that somebody would care this much to focus this much on them.
Yeah.
And that's why this is so special. It's the golden ticket. You can go to the VA, you can go to 100 other different iterations and get these services. This is built upon the total self. Like we totally unpack the things that you want and need and have probably never told anybody, and get you to a level of vulnerability with just us. And we sign NDAs and all these other things because we want to create this space. Um, and it's truly valuing somebody for who they are, and then helping them feel like they can be who they are. Because the other thing
Yeah.
is, we all have these titles, whether in corporate America or in the work, the military workforce, or whatever the title somebody has given us. Eventually you won't have that title anymore, and you'll just be left with I'm Bryan. And when I tell people I used to do this, do people really care? No. And I see it all the time with it's like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
I used to be able to throw, it's like, go tell your kid how you used to be tough. And that's what I'm talking about. They're gonna go, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, and that's how it is in the business sector. It's like, I used to be this and that. And I'm like, eventually nobody cares. And if they
Yeah.
do, they only care because they want something from you. And that's the care. Right. And so it's like, kind of like, how do you shed yourself from that to be comfortable with yourself? And that's what transformation out of the military service, or even the business sector, or the pro sports. I've talked to tons of pro athletes, business people, military folks. We're all the same. We all had these titles because we're people, and these titles meant something, and we carried around, and some of us were saluted, and some of us were, bowed to, or whatever the case may be. But that time doesn't last forever.
Not at all,
Who
man.
are
That's
you
a
when you're sitting on the couch, Denny?
Yeah. Yeah, that purpose and identity so wrapped around in such a painful part of the transition process, man, for so many guys, because they get the idea that who they were when they served was the best version of themselves. Now they're on the outside, and they don't have that fancy beret, that cool trident, that physical thing that says, I'm elite, I'm worthy of your attention. Like, how do we incentivize people to realize that everything that they had is still with them? How do we break this constant chain of identity issues with our military service members, and let them know that, like, man, like, you're still that great human being. All those assets are still yours. Like, you're just walking into a new chapter, and be grateful for it. Be happy. Be excited about it, man. Like, you just prestige on a whole different level. Now you get to be you, just you. But it's so difficult to try to tell people, like, nah, man, like, this is a bonus. This is an exciting chapter of your life.
Yeah.
Like, you get to be you.
Yeah. And it's scary, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Because you really get to lean into that. My best friend right now, he just graduated. I keep saying graduate. He retired. Graduated, retired. Same thing. He'd been in the Army his whole life, and he just
Yeah.
got out, sergeant major, and he's kicking the dirt around right now. We played golf a couple days in a row, and he's like, who am I becoming, and what do I do? Do I get another job, and do I do all these things? And we talked a lot about the Reboot Project, and is it right for him right now?
Yeah.
And the answer is no, which may be shocking. But I found that the sweet spot thus far is somebody who has, when you get out of the military, the first thing you need to do is either find a job or address your mental health. That's my belief.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we're not there. I'm not
Yeah.
at that bottom of the pyramid. I'm for someone that's got a little bit of escape velocity. They've got some room for growth in their life. And I think to understand that, we don't find you a job. We can help you optimize your job through our network, but I can't help you put food on the table. I can't help you deal with your demons if they need that level of dealing. I can't help you find a house. And so there are a lot of good VSOs out there that are focused on employment. Lots of them are, and they need to be, because don't call me right when you're getting out. I'm just going to have to send you to a referral partner. So, for me, I'm for you, Denny. We've been out. We're for us. And everybody we both know together who are looking in the mirror, and we're like, is this all that's here? Is this all that I've got? Who have I become? Right. And it's like, that's who we're for. So it's a weird little niche.
I think it's the second crisis is what I like to call it. Like, you made it through transition. You got into that job. You've been going at it, and you wake up and you look at yourself like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah. 100%. 100%, man. And it's but it's that crisis that whether you don't have a hero tied to your tag or not, your parents went through it. Your wife's parents went through it. Humans go through it. It's that midlife crisis thing, but
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily have to happen midlife, and you don't have to buy a Corvette, and it doesn't have to be a man. It could be a woman, and there's all these different things that are going to affect us during the lifespan, and I can't fix them all, and you can't either, but you can have somewhat of a plan. And I like what you said though, is, if we all had that warrior in us at some point in time, we were all that
Yeah.
younger version of ourselves at one point in time. That's why I like working with veterans and first responders, is because I know what the characteristics are underneath the clothes, and whatever they
Yeah.
have to say. Especially, it's different when I get on the phone with another Marine. Sure, with you, when it's
Yeah.
a team guy to team guy, or operator to operator, and you're having those conversations, it's different. When I talk
Yeah.
to a Marine, it's like, dude, the gloves are way off, way different.
Yep.
And whether you're an officer, don't care. Like, and
Yeah.
and it's reciprocated that way. And I
Yeah.
think it's no bullshit. It's like, what, you get one life. Do you want to make it the best you can, or do you just want to go through the way you're going through it? That's on you. You get to answer that question. I don't have
Exactly.
to answer it. I'm just out there saying, I've got something that can help if you want that. And if we don't ever find anybody, I'll just go surf. That's okay. But if there is somebody that calls later and says they want it, I'm there. And that's what I just kind of built it. And then the universe is going to decide,
Yeah.
what the value is. And so the meaning of the gesture is in the response. And that's where I'm seeing the response right now. People are vibing on this and want to live a better life, and it's cool. So people either support it financially, or they ask to enroll. Some people do both, and and so it's a neat little matrix there for sure.
Yeah. It's dude, they they're out there in large numbers. The people that need this more often than not, like we hyper focus on, like I said earlier, the individuals in crisis. The individuals are struggling, they're really bad. But man, there's something to be said for the guy or gal that's in there. They're taking care of their family, they got their career, and at the end of the day, they're like, fuck, I just need a win. I got to get my weight under control, or I wish I could just fucking break this plateau, get out of this funk.
Yeah.
And I think that's a larger demographic of people that are left out of the discussion, because we're so worried about the guy, and rightly so. We're so worried about the guy or gal who we're trying to get them into tomorrow. We're trying to get them to stay in the fight, but we can't forget about everybody else. And I think this is something that I haven't seen anybody else address. Because it resonates with me, man. I got to tell you, it resonates with a lot of my friends. The individuals are out there, they're functioning, they're keeping it together. They just want that win, man. They just want to be able to focus and get back from that goal setting mindset, be able to get that win, get that next feeling of like, fuck, okay, I can do this. I've been fucking batting zeros. I just want to hit that home run, get back in that best shape, get back into that achieving something that's meaningful. And what you guys are building, what you've built, is very much needed. So how
Well,
do people get access to it? How are people applying?
yeah. So I'll back up and say it's a very much us. So
Yeah.
like I threw this thing together. I went out and found the money to get this thing out and rolling, and it's rolling. And it's not going anywhere. So that's the other thing I can promise. Whether anybody gives us money ever again or not, it's not going anywhere. It's already been endowed for a couple people a year until you and I won't even live on this earth any longer. I took my son up Gray's Peak on fall break last
Oh,
week,
wow.
and gave him a little taste of what, our hero summit's like. And so I'm already building the next leaders of it if something happens to me, because it's gonna be here that long, Denny. No, you can't take us out, and you can't steal what we're doing because it's already free. So it's like, I'm the most free I've ever felt in my life, and happy at the same time. So our application process is just through our website, man, the rebootproject.org. There's a button. Um, my my phone number is printed out there. All my social media. I'm so easy to be found. I want to. Um,
Yeah.
those that get in have to make an incredibly compelling argument to why they're the one.
Yeah.
Um, hats off to the community though. Everybody understands because they get asked, "Are you sure you're the one? Do you need this ticket?" And I've had plenty of individuals say, "You know what? I'm not. I don't think I'm the one. I am one of them, but I don't think I'm the one." And so a little stupid saying, "Everyone will be heard, but not everybody can join."
Yeah.
And it's definitely even if somebody gave us $10 million, we're small batch, super limited bottle count a year, because we want to put that much time and attention on our heroes. We want success stories. After a year of something, you better have some results, right? I mean,
Abso-fucking-lutely.
otherwise, what are we doing? And so yeah, so just through our Instagram, Facebook, or my LinkedIn account or the website, it's like I can definitely be reached, and um, I have real conversations with everybody that applies. So everybody gets a phone call. It's not a text
Fuck
or
yeah.
this. I don't farm it out. No, you get to talk to me. Woo! As shitty as that is. Sorry.
No, I mean, that's important too, man. That's important. We've all heard the stories of those nonprofits that get so big and it doesn't even feel like you're connected with a human being on the other end of the line when you need a resource, when you need help.
Yeah.
When you keep it like this, you're connecting with a real human being that really cares because Brian was there. He went through this.
Yeah. 100%. And a great little story on how this, even how I intertwined the mountain with this. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, man. In early 2000s, I saw a 60-minute episode. A gentleman named Tim, who's an XL Hells Angels guy, got in a motorcycle accident, broke all his bones, ended up in the hospital on September 11th. Woke up, the bottom just fell out of the United States when the towers got hit,
Yeah.
and Tim had to reteach himself how to walk, and then he decided he was going to help our blown up heroes learn how to walk too. And so Tim was doing an interview on 60 Minutes. His nonprofit's the Heroes Project, and Tim was he taken double amputees and single amputees and blown up guys and gals. He took the first double amputee up Mount Everest, big mountain,
Wow.
right? High alpinist. Tim's a wild man. He's way more of a rock star. I like to remind him I'm the little brother. I take people up the little mountains. We still do a lot of big work, but I'm not going all the way up there to do the big climbs like that. So Tim's been up those big mountains time after time. So there's a community of other individuals out there doing stuff like we're doing. But I think it's important to say that we do them together. So I talked to Tim and Stephanie there, who works with Tim, and they're opening up a veterans retreat in Mount Baldy. It's the first veterans retreat in California, and so it's on
Wow.
Mount Baldy up in Upland. And hopefully we get to do the Reboot Project there, like have a place. Like we're trying to figure
Yeah.
out like how can we work together. It's definitely one team, one fight. So even I say everything we've got can be stolen because I stole it. I took some guy's process and a bunch of other stuff and put it together, and then I marketed it. And what you can't steal is that we're cool ass people and we're empathetic. We like to
Yeah.
work hard and we hold each other accountable. So if you're not that person and you're trying to attract a group of people to be that way, then you have to find somebody that can really bring that together. But I just think it's important to know that we work together with a ton of nonprofits, man. And yeah,
Yeah.
there's bad actors out there, and I've met some. But believe it or not, I've met good people more than I've met bad people. So even with all the VSOs out there and all the heat I've ever heard, it's like I'm looking for more good ones to talk to. So I would also
Yeah.
say if you're a good nonprofit out there, hit me up, because I mean, this isn't just about me walking down the street carrying my flag. I definitely want to be able to help other people that are doing great stuff at the same way.
Yeah.
So
Well, I got a few I can connect you with that I'm pretty partial to.
cool.
So that'd be a great conversation after the episode wraps. But I do think that we need more synergy and more connection between good nonprofits, man. I think everybody has a piece of the puzzle. And when we partner up and we engage and like, look, if somebody shows up at your door and you're not the right resource, why turn them away when you can just direct them to the next person,
Yeah.
the right person? I think that needs to happen because some of the stories I've heard, it's like within special operations, we have some great spotlights shining on us to help our brothers and sisters. But what about our paratroopers? What about our infantrymen?
Yeah.
What about the 0311 that was friggin' in the fight in Fallujah,
Yeah.
getting after it? Where's the support for him?
Yeah.
Where's the support that he deserves? And I think we need to be more aware of how we can impact and support our entire community, not just focus on the guys that got the fancy hats and the cool tridents, but everybody. So
It
I
really
definitely
pisses
think
people off when I don't even know. Like, I just walk back into the veteran space in 2023. People are talking about teams and 10th Mountain and 10th Group and CAG and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. No, none of you are special because I don't have any IQ around any of that cool stuff, man. I was an Amtracker in the Marine Corps. And so we carried grunts in the back. We were combat support, but
Yeah.
and so like I have definitely no ego around that. And somebody asked me once, so like, do you help disabled vets? And I was like, I've never met one that isn't. So
So true, man.
have you?
So true.
so the answer, we're all disabled vets helping disabled vets because it's
Yeah.
like I don't know anybody that doesn't have a rating. So
Dude, and it actually no, I do know a few, but they got screwed over. They didn't file, and I'm constantly telling people like, dude, go get your VA benefits. Like,
yeah,
no, I mean, I don't deserve it. I'm like, you're literally missing 2 fingers in one hand
Yeah.
from a combat related incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but and it's everybody always comparing their situation to somebody
100%,
else.
man.
And it's like, dude, no, they're your benefits. You earned them. It's like
100%.
JG Wentworth. It's your money. Get it now.
Oh man, that's so true. So true.
But dude, before we wrap this up, man, how's life for you lately? Now that you're, you turn the spotlight on serving and being there for others, how's it affected you? Are you able to still pour back into your cup? Or are you like a lot of the people that I've met that are constantly running on empty?
Yeah, this is my cup. So part of this was Machiavellian. I wanted to wear a black hat for the rest of my life backwards. I wanted to grow my hair long. I just want to wear a black t-shirt and preferably never a collared shirt again and be able to talk eye to eye to folks.
Yeah.
This is my boardroom. I've been in the other boardrooms. Those people didn't really want me in the boardroom.
Yeah.
Trust me. So,
Yeah.
and that's cool because I learned a lot in their boardrooms and that's good. But this is really my boardroom now. And, I've met more great people. Shout out to Brian Reality Media. I mean, that guy, if he's not my younger doppelganger, like in so many ways, that guy, he affects me in a way that he has no idea. He's probably always wondering like, what is this guy? He's always calling me like, I just show up in this guy's life already. That contact came through Chad Conley though, through 50 of the Fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So shout out to Chad. He was the first guy after I left corporate America that actually made me believe more in myself than I've ever believed in myself in life. That guy's just had that effect, right? I personally support 50. I'm a donor.
Nice.
I believe in Chad and what they're doing. Do you know Johans Bolden? We Are Warpath.
No.
Okay, another guy.
No.
Basically, Chad was my six degrees of separation from Chad Conley. Chad Conley introduced me to so many individuals, good individuals, and so my my ecosystem of people that are walking the same life as me. We all have our different needs, but
Yeah.
it's like, if I can help B-Ray do whatever I can do, I'm there.
Yeah.
And then all I ask of him is, if I'm helping him, that he helps me, and then we help somebody else in the group. And so
Dude,
it's just passing it
that's
on. So I'm like, how can I help you build a business, Bryan? How can I help you do this, that,
that
and
is so
remind
fucking
each other
refreshing, man.
to call each other's wives and be like, hey, really
Yeah.
appreciate you allowing this individual to leave your life to come hang out with me in your A while I climb an ice mountain, right? Thi- things like that, right? And so it's for my bucket's been amazing from that perspective. And then my kids, I have older kids, 20-year-old and a 17-year-old.
What?
Yeah, man. So I've been married for 23 years. I have
Dude,
a
how old are you? Because you look younger than me. I feel
45.
oh, fuck. What am I doing?
It's my
What am I doing?
my skincare routine. No, I'm kidding. It's the
You
silk
look great.
the silk pillowcase and the collagen in my coffee.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, getting to my son does our graphic design work for the Reboot Project, which is
No way.
really cool. So he helps out with that. He helps set up so many different things. And then, I have another son who's 19 and he's in Purdue. He's a junior in Purdue. They get to see dad in this new iteration. My
Yeah.
transition, nobody got to see when I left the Marine Corps. It was so long ago. It was 2005. When I came home and told my wife, hey, I quit my day job, and she said, what? Everyone was like, this guy's either going to become a junkie or uh they didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. Yeah. And so this is what happened. So
Yeah.
they get to see dad's rebirth and my
Yeah.
reboot. This was my reboot. And when I told the marketing guy, Chris, I said, hey man, I need you to help me bring this brand alive. We didn't even have a name, but we knew that the Bryan Bush project was stupid. That sounded dumb. But
First thing right
essentially,
off the bat,
that
this is dumb.
off
Don't
the
do
bat, that was gone. But the Reboot Project made sense
Yeah.
in so many ways, because it allows me to show up day or night as myself, and I can always represent the Reboot Project because this is me, man. Like I'm only talking about this because I've been talking about this my whole life. This is when I worked at Goodwill, helping all those individuals we talked about earlier. That's my heart. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing. And whether I do it in, honestly, Goodwill's sandbox was a great place for me to really hone and learn my skills. And then, as I got really good and sharp, for me to come and take 17 years of worth of doing this inside of their organization to build my own and run it the way I want to and help the population I want to help specifically, that's an ace in the hole. I'm a happy guy right now.
Oh yeah.
So
Dude, you're crushing it, man. And the thing that I love is finding individuals that not only come to you willingly with like asking like just for support, but being able to give that support right back to you. That's something that like that's needed more. Like don't just take, but give back and be willing to work for each other. Like that's one thing that I'm constantly running into. And I'm like, dude, like be willing to give back as much as you receive, dude.
yeah,
Don't just be that person that's constantly asking and asking and never giving back.
yeah.
Like
Dude, it's gone a long
work.
way. And I would tell you too, there's someone else. We have a mutual friend, Courtney Zog.
Yes.
Right? 6 degrees of separation of Courtney. Right?
Dude, let me tell you, man, like there was a lot of times in this endeavor where you're like, fuck, man, I just need one fucking person to believe. That woman's been a backer of Security Halt since I went fucking public with it, man. The first big thing I ever did was go to MIC, and that woman, her family, I've always had my back.
Yeah.
Like professionally and personally, man. Like one of the first people to send us a baby gift, one of the first people that celebrate when I finished my bachelor's degree. Talk about an amazing human being. That's
Yeah.
Courtney, dude.
Well, and I bring that
Always.
up because we talked about supporting others, right? And in the vet to vet space where everyone's
Yeah.
all wigged out about funding. And that's why people
Yes,
don't help
dude.
each other, is because they're all afraid someone's going to take their money, because it's probably a well-worn path, right?
Yeah.
And with Courtney, it was interesting. I met her I don't even know how I met Courtney, but I've only actually sat across from her once, and um, that's all it took. We had tons of
Yeah,
conversations after that. She introduced me to Notre Dame. So I'm working with their STEAM program right now. I've got an intern from Notre Dame because Courtney called the director of the school and they reached out to me and asked if I'd like to participate in the program. Right. And
that's
so
awesome.
there's a lot of these heartfelt connections where it's like, and then she even sits on the board for another nonprofit. So she's
Yep,
running her own thing and then sits on a board for another nonprofit. And I'm always like, dude, how do you have time for all these nonprofits? Right. And I think one team, one fight is what comes to mind. And so always try to drop venture vets if I can in the
yep.
conversation because definitely think that she's a real one. There's been other ones
Oh,
too. Marta
100%.
from Marine Corps Association, MCA.
Yeah,
She's the VP of spouses and does modern day Marine. She puts that on.
nice.
She's been a huge supporter to talk to me. And yeah, it's those are the individuals that come to mind that even Tim at the Heroes Project, when I contacted him, I go, you don't know me, but I'm coming to LA. And he's like, come to Hollywood and see us. And so, we went, had a long conversation and, I
Yeah,
support, I support these other nonprofits monetarily too. Like I write checks
yeah,
out of my own bank account to them because I want my money to speak where my mouth is. Like I believe in
absolutely.
them and they need to know that too, because what I've learned is no matter how big you are when you're out there, it's very lonely and everybody says
Yeah,
they support and everybody does this and everybody likes, but if I say I support, I do. Like,
yeah.
you get a little something from JP Morgan and Chase. So
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that abso-fucking-lutely, man. That's one thing that always bugs the shit out of me. Like, don't don't be the person that is quick to ask for resources and for help and for getting your stuff off the ground and never turning back around and helping everybody else.
yeah,
When you have resources, when you can help somebody, never feel bad about helping people, no matter how much the other person takes and how little they give back. Always be willing to help. You can go to bed, sleep on, and feel good about yourself. Bryan, I can't thank you enough for being here, man, and for doing what you're doing. Staying in a fight like this takes a lot of time, effort, but a lot of love, man. And when you sit across, even in this, like I can feel it. I can feel how much you want people to succeed and be there at 100% the best version of themselves. Dude, I cannot wait to see how far you guys get along. And I can't wait to see the next group of people climb that fucking mountain, man.
I
What's the
gotta
next
find
mountain
them,
you guys?
man. So if any of your listeners are like, yo, I think I'm that guy,
Oh,
like
I got people for you.
hit hit
I got,
hit the
I've
button,
got
man, because
somebody.
like I said, I've got a lot of people apply. I haven't seen anything inside of the apps that make me, a lot of the details come out in the conversation. Most
Yeah.
of us are of little words. But we're also for females too. This is not a bro club. So, the ticket to entry is have been a American military member or a first responder, which most of the first responders are not just thrown in there. Like the
Yep.
first responders are what I like to call our local G's, man. They're the ones out
Hell
here
yeah.
right down the street from your house dealing with the fight every single day. And as I've gotten to know these individuals, it
They're
really
incredible.
resonated that I was like, holy shit. And they get absolutely like less than 5% of what we get as
Yeah.
American military.
Yep.
And so when I hear how little their resources are, but know what they're going through on the daily basis, it's like, man, I definitely, a big portion of my heart goes to those guys. Even though I'm not one, I still like want to help out. So any of those
Yeah.
contacts, man, I appreciate you giving me a platform. And I know we tried to do this a couple times and
Well,
yeah,
this is the first of many, bro.
yeah.
This is the first of
So
many, man.
I appreciate it.
Anytime, any place, you have an open invite Security Halt podcast, brother.
Thank you.
So whenever you need it, whenever just a fucking dude, I will blow an hour just hanging out with you, man. I don't give a fuck if you guys like it or not. I don't give a shit. It's my show. I can do what I want.
I appreciate that.
Although I think my sponsors may want me to focus on audience retention.
There you go. Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Pure Liberty Labs. Don't blow this episode off. Check them out. Good protein, good creatine. Got a blog post coming about that because guess what? Come to find out, creatine is a huge aid when it comes to sleep and recovery. So stand by for that. I got my writing fingers back to work because who knew that the government shutdown would affect my master's program? But it did. So now I've got all this time to write. And so the writing is back. The blog is back. First episode, or first piece, I should say, dropping this week, maybe tomorrow. I got to see where I want to fit it in. Bryan, again, thank you so much for being here, brother. Absolute fucking blast. One more time, where can people sign up to be part of the Reboot Project?
The rebootproject.org. There's a button that I think says apply.
Hell yeah.
Hit that.
Go to the episode description. The link's right there. And there's going to be a link to their Instagram. So click on both of those. Support them. Support the show. Most of all, support each other. Thank you all for tuning in. And we'll see you all next time. Till then, take care. Security Halt Podcast is proudly sponsored by Titan SARMS. Head to the episode description and check out Titan SARMS today.